Trump just signed an executive order creating a strategic Bitcoin reserve and the market dipped. But don't be fooled. In this video, I'll break down the initial reaction, show you the charts and tweets that matter. And explain why it's insanely bullish for Bitcoin and crypto in 2025. So buckle up, things are about to get crazy. All right. So last night, Trump announced this. Okay, major points we know about the strategic Bitcoin reserve. This is what you need to know. It was signed yesterday, establishing the strategic Bitcoin reserve. It's an executive order creating a strategic Bitcoin reserve, marking a significant shift in U.S. policy towards Bitcoin as a reserve asset, similar to gold and foreign currencies. This is really huge. That this happened is absolutely crazy to me. This is nuts, because this should be much higher. But the market will probably come to that realization at some point in the not too distant future, maybe towards the middle and the end of the year, or the rest of this year, right? The reserve funding source. The reserve will be capitalized exclusively with Bitcoin already owned by the U.S. government, specifically from assets seized through criminal or civil forfeiture proceedings. This ensures no additional taxpayer money is used initially. So they want it to be friendly to the taxpayer, because the average Joe doesn't really know about crypto and is scared about Bitcoin, thinks it's a scam. No immediate purchase. The order does not mandate active government purchases of Bitcoin. Instead, it relies on existing holdings, disappointing some market participants who expected a plan to buy new tokens. And this is the reason why. This is the reason why this happened, which is I guess understandable, all right, for the people that thought it was going to go crazy. But people that have been in the market for a while can see the long term, and the long term is like end of the year. I mean, we're not talking about 10 years down the line, although 10 years down the line things are going to be amazing, but still estimated, talking about like this, the effects that this will have in the next 12 months, guys. And then basically the next 12 months. Estimated holding. The U.S. government currently holds approximately 200,000 Bitcoin, valued at $17.5 billion at current prices, approximately 87,000 per Bitcoin. As of March 6th, past premature sales of seized Bitcoin are said to have cost taxpayers over $17 billion in lost value. Long-term store value. Bitcoin is the reserve that will not be sold, but maintained as a long-term store value, likened to the digital Fort Knox by White House crypto czar David Sachs. All right, here's budget-neutral acquisition strategies. The Secretaries of Treasury and Commerce are authorized to develop strategies for acquiring additional Bitcoin in the future, provided these strategies are budget-neutral and impose no extra cost to the taxpayer. Okay, so this is very important right here. This leaves it open for these guys, right, the Secretaries of Treasury and Commerce, to look at ways to acquire additional Bitcoin in the future. Now, there's going to be that's starting in like 20 minutes, an event in the White House, a crypto summit, where they're going to talk more of this stuff through. Although I'm sure they already have their plan of action completely, but they're going to talk it through and provide more details, I guess, later to us. But things are looking really good. All right, this right here says yes. This to me says we're going to buy more Bitcoin. We're just going to make sure that the taxpayer doesn't pay for it. Budget neutral. All right. So that's really good. And the market is too myopic. It suffers from myopia. Just to see that, right? They can't see, a couple months away, literally a couple months away, because we're gonna take a look at the ramifications of all this, guys. Separate digital asset stockpile. Alongside the Bitcoin reserve, the order establishes a U.S. digital asset stockpile to hold other cryptocurrencies, Ether, XRP, Solana, Cardano, seized by the government. However, no active acquisition of these assets beyond forfeitures is planned. Market reaction. Bitcoin prices dropped 5% to 85,000 shortly after announcement, reflecting disappointment over the lack of new purchases, though it later recovered to around 89,200 by early March 7th. Other currencies fell as well. Symbolic significance. Analysts note that this is the final formal recognition of Bitcoin as a U.S. reserve asset, potentially legitimizing it globally and reducing the likelihood of future bans. It seems as a step towards making the U.S. the quote-unquote crypto capital of the world, aligning with Trump's campaign promises. Crypto capital of the world. Very nice. And so the summit right here, the order signed, is ahead of the summit that's today in 20 minutes, where industry leaders and policymakers are expected to discuss its implications and broader crypto policies. So to move things along even more, try to make things as efficient as possible. Criticism and skepticism. Some Bitcoin advocates like Charles Edwards of Capricorn Investments called it underwhelming without a buying plan, while others like Mike Hugan of Bitwise see it as a game changer for Bitcoin's legitimacy. Critics question how the reserve will function practically, especially regarding potential sales without market disruption. All right, so that's the gist of it, man. That's the big part of it. Now, let's break it down a little bit to like implications. And when I saw this, to me, it really talked about game theory. Okay, game theory and Bitcoin strategic reserves, geopolitical implications. This will help with the help of ChatGPT. I'm like, talk to me about game theory with what's going on. So let me just read this first paragraph. The recent U.S. Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Executive Order has significant geopolitical ramifications, not just for Bitcoin, but the entire global financial system. Although the U.S. will not begin purchasing Bitcoin immediately, the market still reacted with a bit of caution. The lack of immediate purchases likely contributed to some uncertainty, but the game theory surrounding other global superpowers' responses to this move is something every crypto investor should consider. With the U.S. is setting the stage, okay, regarding Bitcoin, budget neutral. We already saw this. Here's the stuff though, right? Here's part of what we could see short term, right? In the short term, tit for tat, basically. Okay, China is gonna look at this and they're probably gonna respond in some way, double down their CBDCs, or they do have strong mining controls, right? So they could definitely store more. Plus, also China's holdings from seizures as well rivals that of the United States. Keep that in mind. So I mean, it's all positive. Russia would have to do the same thing again, tit for tat. Russia would want to step up. Oh, the US has crypto, but Bitcoin, well, for reserves, well, guess what? We are too. European Union, same thing. Smaller nations, okay. And what do you think would happen to the impact of Bitcoin? The price would go up, okay. Other superpowers, right? Same thing would happen in other places. So it would just be kind of like a domino effect, right? Because of tit for tat. So everybody would be like, nah, we're all gonna buy Bitcoin. Let's look at the conclusion according to this. The U.S. move to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve is a game-changing moment in the geopolitical landscape of cryptocurrencies. Other countries are likely to respond with their own strategic moves, whether it's increasing Bitcoin reserves, adopting CBDCs, or developing new digital assets. This competition will likely raise Bitcoin's price as the asset becomes more scarce and more globally accepted as part of national strategies. In game theory terms, the U.S. started the race to secure Bitcoin as a reserve asset. And now it's up to other countries to decide whether they will compete or be left behind. For crypto investors, this signals the potential for a major boost in Bitcoin's value in the coming years as global demand rises. I say in the next 12 months, Bitcoin is going to go off. Okay, it's going to go off, and it's taking all of these altcoins with them, guys. All right, right now it's in the dumps. Everything. Look at this. Let me go Satoshi, KeyCat, talking to me. Those are what I would. These are the horses I would bet on, right? For memes, just to get the biggest returns. More risk, but to me worth it, because I think these things are gonna ride hard, or as they say in Massachusetts, it's gonna run hard, extremely hard, kid. Because I am from Massachusetts. Okay. So that's how I feel about that. Great buying opportunity though, if you got capital. If not, just stay put. I mean, you don't want to look at your portfolio, I'm guessing, but eventually this is going to turn around. Okay, the news is way too bullish, guys. Game theory would suggest that the US does it, and that's what we wanted. So we should be celebrating this a lot. The market should be a lot higher, because this is going to cause Bitcoin price to go up, and it's going to cause everything else's price to go with it, guys. Okay, so that's what I'm waiting on right now in the next few months. All right, I'm going to start seeing. I want to start seeing us higher. I think we will. I think before May we'll be somewhere up here in the 120s, 110s. Let's see. Hopefully I'm right. Right. If not, then we'll be reassessing daily, and we'll take weekends off. Not really. I don't take weekends off. I just don't do videos on weekends. But I'm definitely watching the markets all the time, guys, and I'll report back whatever I see. It's a win today. It was a win last night. The market took it how it took it, but eventually the market will turn around and see, especially when there's the price of Bitcoin starts running up, and that's what's going to happen. All right, cool, guys. If you can, please please subscribe, please leave a comment, trying to grow this channel, and all that stuff really does help. With all that said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace.